Hey everyone, welcome back! Traditional mince pies are a huge favourite during the Christmas festivities. They're a sweet pastry pie filled with a lovely sweet fruit filling. Christmas just wouldn't be Christmas without mince pies. Okay everyone, let's start baking. We're going to start by making the pastry for the mince pies, and I'm using a food processor as it's nice and quick. Place plain flour, icing sugar or powdered sugar and cold butter into the food processor and pulse until you've got a nice fine crumb. This pastry is lovely and the icing sugar makes it nice and crumbly. I make this pastry every year when I'm making mince pies and everyone loves it. Now we're going to add in the wet ingredients, pour in the cold water, the egg yolk and the lemon juice. Pop the lid back on and pulse again for about 10 seconds until the dough forms. If you want to make a batch of this pastry by hand, all you have to do is pop the dry ingredients into a bowl, add in the butter and rub the butter into the flour and icing sugar until you've got fine breadcrumbs. Then you just add in a beaten egg yolk, the water and the lemon juice and mix until the dough comes together. It's as easy as that. Place the pastry on a floured surface and knead gently until you have a dough ball. Wrap and cling wrap and place in the fridge for about 30 minutes and it'll make it so much easier to roll it. When chilled, remove the cling wrap and knead the pastry a little before rolling. I leave the pastry at room temperature for about half an hour before I roll it because it can be very hard when you take it out of the fridge, and this makes it easier to knead and roll it out. Roll out on a floured surface to a thickness of about 1/4 inch. Use a 3-inch round cutter to cut out 12 circles. If you don't have these cutters, then use a glass to cut them out. Place in a buttered cupcake tin and push the pastry down. Now for the mincemeat filling, this one I'm using is a homemade mincemeat and you'll find the recipe for this on my channel. You can also buy jars of this, so whichever is the easiest for you. Add a tablespoon of mincemeat and it should be about 3/4 of the way full. Brush the edge of the pastry with some egg wash and lay another round pastry on top. Add the pastry lid and seal by pushing down the edges with your fingers. The top pastry lid is slightly smaller than the bottom one. These are perfect now as they are, but I'm going to add a pastry decoration to the top as well. These are ready for the oven and they need to bake for about 20 to 25 minutes until they're nice and golden. When baked, cool for about 15 minutes before removing from the tin. This recipe will make 12 mince pies. Sprinkle some ice and sugar on top. Mince pies are lovely warm or cold. Serve with freshly whipped cream, or for something a little different, why not make some brandy butter? Check out my homemade brandy butter tutorial on this channel. It's so easy to make and it's gorgeous. Hope you try out these homemade mince pies. Happy baking everyone!